today. So, oh. Even trying to push too hard, but just get good reps, feel good. Until it's so easy, it's only right to go hard. You know, when you're like, damn, that squat is fucking easy, as smooth as hell, then it just feels good to go heavier. It's not moving. It's beefing with inanimate objects. Sometimes you just gotta out noisy the noisy. Gotta let those knees go forward. Gotta let the knees go forward. Your shins stay like sometimes completely vertical. So when you use a slant, you can get all the way down, and at no point did your knee even like track at all. It just stayed. Your shin was tall. You almost have to just always remember like flex the tib when you're trying to get internal knee range. Yeah. Yeah, you're like there, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Behind the back is actually even harder than hands up. Yeah, if you hold even 5 pounds back here, your quads are done. So hard to stay upright. Look at the side view. Show them some of that, Jay. Look at the, you can't fake that. You can't fake that. It gets heavy. Fuck. I don't know how many there was. I tried normal grip, then I tried hook grip where you hook your thumb. I did over. You know, like, when you do enough back extension and you train the spine bit by bit by bit through the pumps, when you go back to the normal low back training, like the pump feels great. feels even left and right side. But when your back's kind of bad, you don't like feel the same good pump after deadlifts. It might swell up, but you just feel like, because now it feels exactly like I just did 50 reps in the back extension. Really? Nice work. Yeah, the pump feels great now. But it's because every tiny piece is ready to go together. But if every little tiny piece isn't good rounding, putting it together to go heavy, just like something's overworking because something's underworking. So on the way up, keep that posture, keep that position of the spine, yeah. Yeah, he's kept a pretty good RDL. When you're healthy, more fun than deadlift. How crazy is that? Like, how hard do we push this? Versus the whole challenge of deadlift is literally, can I muster to like stand up? It's like, of course you can do 400 fucking pounds, but like the same person is going up, like, can you even pretend to lower? No. Stop bullshitting now. Touch it, don't touch it. So the superset now, I've like, I don't know. I've been thinking about how do I get back to split squat? Semi-loading the hip flexor, because I just took all time off of it. Trying to do a full split squat. This under load stretching has been fucking me up. So I'm like, okay, how do I get like a little stretch but some load? And I'm like, that's just a lunge. It's semi-stretching, semi-loaded. So I started doing it. Shit kills the glutes and just like legs again in a normal lifting way we haven't, but I feel like it's not bad to balance. Yeah. So I'm doing 3 sets and then ham curl. Okay. So someone can start ham curl if they want. It's a good chap right there, he works hard. No matter what's going on. No, because it's still like, yeah, that's the thinking, right? If trying to do split squat and it's stretching too much, and it's like, well, just elevate it and it's less of a stretch, but it's still your hip in an arm bar. It's just, is it half my weight or 40% my weight? But if something's sensitive, it just may not be best to fully put a lengthened position no matter how light the load. So the regression, maybe back up a little bit, sorry. Here, I'll do it here. The thought of like, the only way to regress the stretch is with less weight. That's all that's changing, and slightly less internal range, like in the psoas. You could just also do a split squat with less strictness, but that's where people stay. They like, usually when people bend the knee, they just always cheat it and they don't progress. But in theory, you could do things of lunges, and then over time, it becomes less of a lunge and more of a straight leg split squat. So it's the same, more back leg strength, less stretch, more front leg strength, more stretch. It's just the same thing you can tweak. So yeah, there's no firm rules to trying to get back to stuff. Same thing on like knees over toe squats, just like full tall squats. You could say the only way to get back is someone can only squat like this because their knees, just take off weight and do it full range, but even this still might explode someone's knees no matter how light. So you could just do in between and then a little bit in front and then a little bit in front. So yeah, that's actually helped me a lot more than going lighter for things. Like instead of trying to bench light to fix my collarbone, just doing push-ups and not even all the way down. And just getting some range versus full range but light dips and shit were still fucking me up. So unorganized ramp, but the right person struggling with something will be like, okay, I must stop trying to force my hamstring stretching and find another way. Yeah, you definitely got it. I'm still like trying to, I'm not having the front knee completely tall. I'm still trying to be a little bit knee over toe and leaning into it. I think when you start doing full range split squats, you start to think that this should never be done. And you don't have to necessarily think like that. You should be able to do both. Because like our glute shouldn't be this dead from 45-pound dumbbells, but we just kind of don't do it. Yeah. We only RDL, which is like low back glutes, hams, mainly glutes. It's not even just about like growth and muscle, it's also just strength, fatigue, building for sprinting. Yeah, that's where you get that pump for sure after some 200s.
You said yours and I are similar. Some toes
I currently am having that.
Little pressure, super sensitive is right here.
Yeah.
I'm getting stronger, and there's moments where it's relieved.
Yeah. I feel like it's.
I don't think the intense flexing and bending is helping as much.
Maybe not.
Because it's starting to get stiff. Like it'll get stiff, so you think I have to stretch it.
Yeah. So it's a weird place for your body to get tightened and pained.
Right.
It's on by where it's attached to the bone, right?
Yeah,
on your shin.
Right, sometimes in between, like just this big one, and then right here, the tendon, like right here.
Oh, so you're just having a tendon. That's tendonitis at that point. Yeah. So.
Like right above, like right in this area, right here.
Yeah, especially if it's attaching to the bone. That's Osgood slaughter is what they call it. But that's equally, I would look at the tib, because think about how close does this all attach.
Right.
If you flex it, you can see it literally is pulling on the bone that it attaches to the tendon.
Right.
So, yeah, couch stretches from the top down, but you should be stretching the tib like the Cador stuff, sitting on the top of the feet with the toes down and stretching that out. Not overly, but, and then maybe tib raises, but just at the top on the wall. What I wouldn't do is a shit ton of, I've gotten that pain from doing tib raises like this because it just, with a lot of weight, stretching, pulling on the knee and shin together right there.
Right.
So the wall one is nothing on the bottom,
Right.
only on the squeeze. So it just like brings contraction and blood flow and relaxes.
Yeah.
And then the stretching with Cador stuff is gentle. I feel like go very light. I think it's less about the couch stretch. That's more like kneecap. You're like, okay, it hurts the tendon where it attaches to the kneecap.
Yeah,
But if you don't have really bad pain right here and it's more here and down, then I think it's more of a lower leg thing than it is a quad thing.
And I don't do that much lower leg work. So.
Yeah. I'd say wall tibs and then sitting on the feet every other day, or even if it's like a minute, do your Wim Hof in it.
Yeah, right.
You know, I've been on and off with the same thing, and I've been having to like think about what got me out of it before, because I've had it. I had it for so long I grew a real bump. That's what happens normally with people, like calcifies. Yeah, it'll get calcium deposits and naturally grow a little soft, bony bump. Some people have a big ass knot, but it's just annoying.
All right.
But yeah, it's
Almost there.
do this shit. I guess like a skater squat into reverse lunge. You're working these shots well, right? I'm still in that. Okay. So only using the back leg at the end. Only would do this. Back extension's good, and you're good with your back rounding a little bit, because I've actually flared my spine on my herniation way back in 2020 from doing this exact one, because I was trying to just do a body weight leg training. But what would irritate my spine was the tiny rounding. So I'm flat. To get my knee, I would round a little bit, just like a pistol squat is flat until you round. Sing. So I wouldn't even if you're strict, I'm probably rounding my spine a little bit with this. It's not worth risking. That's why I like split squat, is because you're just pencil straight. That's a back, spine, safe one for the time being. All right, we made it to this part of the section. I don't know if you remember what we do here on these vlogs. It's been a while, but if you make it to the end, it's called the long game section, where basically we shout out one person who is on the long game, meaning you're likely a member, you're likely in the community. We have the world's biggest low back community, literally 16,000 people today. I don't know if that exists anywhere else, and the reason it's cool to me is just because there's at least a place to share clues, even if it's not conclusions, but it's just clues on a real path of problem solving, not running away, not turmeric and treatment, not injections and random things that gave me 6 months of breathing room, but like some real transformations from people that have rods in their spine. Some pictures that would scare you of the hardware they got, now doing some of the stuff that I show. If you're a 20-year-old kid who's got some pain but no surgeries yet, man, that'll really help you get out of your sob story. And so I'm proud of what we built, really, to be able to have that space that the culture's right and people are relatively understanding and just patient, positive, regardless of their pain. And, you know, the point of this is that we're now at the point where we shout someone out in that video. So at the end of every video, you made it to the end. That means you're probably binge watching content, and I get where you're at because you need some fucking answers. You're trying to fix your back. So we read out anyone that comments long game in the comments. So if you want to now potentially be featured the next, just comment long game, put your name, where you're from, a little bit of your story, so then we can kind of give you your flowers in this moment and read it out. It can really help other people. So let's read this, guys. We got at Dustin Wilson 817. He said, long game, here for the long haul. The wife and I have been doing your workouts now for 2 months, and wow, never have I felt stronger with actual flexibility like I've never had before. Had my fair share of back injuries. And I gotta say, shout out to the Rooting For You fam, waiting on my Nord bench and couldn't wait to try it out. So the Rooting For You fam he's talking about is on the website. We have, if you go lowbackability.com/rooting, /4//YA, rooting for you. That's where we have back extension giveaways. So you can enter, put a bit of your story, and we've given out how many products do you think we've given out between back buddies and machines? You're in charge of that.
Over 50 by now.
Yeah, the back buddies can be a dozen.
Back buddies more than.
Yeah, almost 100. I would say at least 70, 75. So we have an affiliate code. If you use Low Back Ability for the Nord Bench brand back extension, I keep none of the commission. I put all of it to that giveaway. So I guess he was a winner. So this guy's got a great story. Putting in deposits really counts no matter how small. I'm getting my coworkers in on it daily, putting it in wherever I can. You're an inspiration, and coming from someone who has seen the darkness that living with debilitating back pain can have, I will push every day knowing it's a blessing, not a burden. That's deep. It's an opportunity and not an obligation. Bars. Keep your head high knowing your back will carry it. This guy's a fucking poet. I'm gonna read that one more time for y'all. Putting in deposits really counts no matter how small. Putting it in wherever I can. You're an inspiration coming from someone who's been in the darkness of back pain. I push every day knowing it's a blessing, not a burden. It's an opportunity, not an obligation. Keep your head high knowing your back will carry it. Sounds silly and like, you know, Dustin Wilson. It's like, what are you talking about? Just back pain. This shit gets that deep, guys. If you have been in it, then you understand it's no longer a nagging thing. Like your life can become surrounded around in nonstop persistent limitation and pain. to the point where people start sightseeing for the coolest bridge to walk up the top of and do a triple backflip off of, gymnastics off the Golden Gate Bridge. What's that fucking ocean they got there, the bay? You know, people try to do that and then they break every bone in their body. Yeah, people do that after back pain. You can tell I'm low on sleep because my tangents are getting wild. But yeah, if you can try to transmute hopelessness into some story for yourself and make you the hero in this kind of journey and realize, yeah, it's a challenge that fucked you up for years, but once you learn it here, the idea of this long-term problem is going to require investment. You're in back debt. I can't keep putting it off for next year's resolution. Whatever I can do today, I'm going to do it. Do the best you can with what you have, and then eventually what you have increases, and the best you can do increases, and then it just gets easier. You get that shit right with your back, you do 5 reps, then 10 reps, then 20 over the months of progression, your deposit capacity increases, then you're gonna understand your personal finance probably a little better. You're gonna understand all long-term problems a little better. And I just say that not to be a guru, because that's not my place, but it's helped me run a business, manage my relationships with my friends, invest in new things in my life. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I remember, well, shit, I fixed that fucking back. That was hopeless, and it seemed so futile in the beginning, and things compounded. And so, toxic optimism, people may call it, but if you can see the opportunity in it, then, you know, this life is yours. You're gonna make the most of it in 2 years. It's gonna be your strength. So, long game section to a wrap. Comment long game if you're still here and you got something to share. It can really help other people early in their journey. So we appreciate y'all. That's all.